Okay. Never actually used YouTube's post a direct response thing before, so hopefully this is working. Looks like I'm peaking. Maybe that. Check, check. Okay, that's set, I think. Hey, I just wanted to post a quick little response uh, to Thomas Burrett's kind of recap about all the changes on the PAS website. And thank you, Thomas, for that. That was really cool. And it's good. I know there's been a lot of kind of negativity uh, going around on the PAS website from a lot of the people that are, old users of the forums and stuff like that. And I'm probably pretty guilty of that myself. I think a lot of the posts that I've made have had kind of a negative tone to them. So I'll go ahead and apologize for that. And thank you, Thomas, for keeping a lot of positive comments on there. And I really agree with most of what you said. I think the changes, the potential for the changes is really exciting. I don't think they've implemented those in the best way possible. Like you were saying, a lot of the problems that people are having would probably disappear if they were just a little better at communicating and saying, "Hey guys, here's what we're doing. Here's where we're at. Here's where we're going." That would go a long way towards taking away some of the bad feelings, I think. But hopefully they'll kind of get better about that, about posting progress and seeing where things are going. The main problem that I see it, I know there's a lot of functionality problems and all that, and that's gonna be a problem for a while, and then it's gonna go away. People are gonna get the site figured out. The administrators are gonna find better kind of workflow kind of things. So that's going to go away. The big problem to me is, and this is coming from somebody that used to use the forums on really like a daily basis. I would at least check in and usually would post either a question or a comment or an answer to somebody else's question, at least weekly, if not daily. Um, and that's really where the problem lies to me in what they've done. The new e-groups, they're kind of cool. It is cool that you can have a Flexitone forum, if that's what you're looking for. And Flexitone is one of my favorite instruments, so I should probably join that group. But the problem that I see is on the old forums, everything was searchable. There was this huge archive of information on there, and that to me is what the PAS site was all about. It wasn't so much for connecting to other people in the industry. You could use it that way. It wasn't really that great, but that's never why I went to it. I went to the PAS site because there was such a huge amount of information to be found there, and it was really from the source. You could get on and ask somebody, how is this piece meant to be played? And if it was a piece, if it's a modern piece, a lot of times the composer himself would be on there and say, here's what I intended with that. If nothing else, somebody who had played the piece before would say it. A lot of times, people who had recorded versions of it said, here's why I did that. Here's what I got from talking to the composer. People who had premiered pieces would get on there and say, here's why I played it the way I did. If it's something in the canon, a repertoire piece that's been around for a while, you'd get these huge discussions of people saying, here's who I studied with and how they told me to do it. Here's how this famous recording came to be, and going back to Beethoven, Mozart kind of stuff that everybody's been playing for years. You'd get these huge discussion threads going about, here's how I've done this piece. Here's how I've learned it. Here's how I've tried it. Here's what different composers have said. So that area has been a huge help to me. And then also just, kind of general percussion questions. How do you get your cowbell mounted so you can get to it with your left foot, that kind of thing. Just kind of general percussion topics that a lot of times we all kind of fall into the same little uh, questions, same kind of problems. Um, and it's good to have a worldwide network of people that are dealing with those same things. Um, I think over time, the new e-groups can come to fill that same need. It's discouraging to me that all the old stuff, years worth of discussions has been lost in the transition. Um, that's really a shame because there was a lot of good stuff there, and really to the point where if I had a question, that was the first place I went, and it was usually the last place I went because I would usually find the answer there somewhere in the archives of the forums. And then for my students, when they came to me with a question, um, the first thing that I would ask them, because I don't give answers, I would say, well, where have you looked for the answer? Um, and if they hadn't looked at the PAS site, that's where I would send them to. Go check the PAS forums, type in your question there, and then you come back and give me the answer. And 9 times out of 10, that PAS site, they would go there and find a good answer. And then we could talk about, okay, well, this guy said this, and this guy said this, and this guy said this. And then we could talk about, well, where do you fall in that? What have you tried out these different methods? What do you think the pros and cons are? So that's usually my teaching method. I'm not going to give you an answer. I'm going to have you find 10 answers, and then we'll talk about which one works. And the PAS site was kind of one-stop shopping for stuff like that. So that's been my main frustration with the site. It's a little irritating that it's hard to use, but I'll get over that and it'll change. But yeah, the big thing to me is that I've never seen the PAS site as so much a way to connect, um, as far as like making contacts. It's been a way to connect on the intellectual level of let's share this information through the community of percussionists, and that's been a really great thing. Hopefully, all that old information will be reintegrated into the site because I think losing that would just, that approaches tragedy levels to me because there's so much great stuff there. So hopefully that'll be reintegrated, and then they'll find ways to make the new stuff searchable. It'd be great if the new stuff could be searchable along with the old stuff, and you could really bring the old system together with the new system. I think it would be a really bad thing if the old system is just lost and we have to start all over again. Again, just because there's years worth of firsthand knowledge there. So yeah, over time it's going to be really exciting. I do think it's cool that you can add video and audio and text files and things like that, because a lot of times people would say, somebody asks, how do you do this? And man, if I could just put a picture up there of it, that'd be awesome. For me, I've got my own blog, so I can, post a link to a picture on there, but just being able to do it right on the site would be great. And for people that don't have their own blogs, that kind of thing, that'll be a big advantage. So yeah, that kind of thing is great. And as more and more user submitted content gets put on there, that'll be awesome through the videos and recordings and things like that. Somebody could say, how do you play this piece from whatever book or whatever excerpt, and people could just say, hey, here's how I play it and upload audio. That would be awesome. Video is great for that too, to actually see somebody do it. So yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't see the PAS site replacing Facebook and MySpace and all that, YouTube. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but it's another option, so that's cool. I just hope that the information, that's always been the main thing to me. I hope the information doesn't go away. I hope that we can find a way to save all that good stuff. Okay, so I have rambled on for 9 minutes and 40 seconds now. So time for me to stop. Looking forward to great things from the PAS site. I think overall it's going to be a good thing. So we'll see how it ends up, and I will talk to you later.